Hello everyone. Welcome back to Divine Vida YouTube channel. I hope you guys are liking our effort on improving the knowledge about various diseases which are commonly seen in our community. So till now we have seen diseases such as migraine, PCOS, psoriasis, GERD, ulcerative colitis and so on. Today we'll be understanding one of the commonest disease of the gut or intestine that is seen in majority of the middle-aged population. So before starting the discussion, let me ask you some questions related to your gut health. Does your bowel habits change very frequently? Do you suffer with diarrhea or constipation every now and then? Do you feel bloating or discomfort in your stomach almost all the time? Do you feel like rushing to the washroom in the middle of your meals? Do you have to visit the restroom when you are in a stressful or under work pressure? If you have all the queries listed above and are in search of an answer, then you are watching the right video to find the answers. Stay on till the end to completely understand what makes your gut to behave the way it is and what measures will help to improve your gut health. So through these questions, I was trying to bring your attention towards the disease irritable bowel syndrome. As the name itself explains, this disease irritates the gut so much that it combines other symptoms with it and hence it is called as a syndrome. So let's begin with understanding what IBS is. Irritable bowel syndrome or IBS is a cluster of symptoms including varied bowel habits without clear explanation for the shift in bowel habits. That is, occasional constipation or occasional diarrhea, abdominal pain, bloating, feeling of incomplete bowel evacuation, urge for evacuation immediately after meals or in the middle of the meals. The symptoms are also known to trigger with conditions such as anxiety, depression, fatigue, or any other mental exhaustion. This condition is more likely seen in females, although it can affect both the genders, and it affects the age group below 50 years of age. Around 15% of the population in India are said to be suffering from IBS. Now that we have a broad idea about IBS, let's see what are the causes leading to this disease. Although the modern medical system does not explain the exact cause leading to IBS, some theories are put up to explain this condition. Some of them include hampered functioning of the gut-brain axis, food sensitivity, small gut infections, psychological factors, and genetic factors. Now let's see each of them in detail. The first one is hampered functioning of the gut-brain axis. The gut-brain axis is the way of communication between our brain and the gut flora. Proper communication between the central and the enteric nervous system helps in maintaining the homeostasis at both levels. The neuroactive compounds present in the gut flora are required for the peristaltic movement and the gut sensation. Any alteration or change in the composition of these compounds due to diet, medicines, or underlying disease will alter these compounds' levels, which further causes an alteration in the brain function. In the same way, the hypothalamus pituitary adrenal axis is triggered in stressful situations that make an impact on the gut flora and intestinal lining, which leads to systemic effects. The next cause is food sensitivity, or also called as food intolerance. Sensitivity or intolerance is understood as an injurious reaction to either a particular food substance, a food additive, a beverage, or even a chemical composition or compound present in the food. In contrast, food allergies are better known as an immune response to certain food substances which are particular to individuals. Most of the irritable bowel syndrome patients show food intolerances, which include the food substances containing FODMAPs. The FODMAP stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. Along with the above said typical food intolerances, patients may show intolerance towards a specific group of foods such as gluten intolerance. Gluten intolerance can be understood as our gut's inability to digest food products having gluten as a chemical compound in them. This is mainly due to cytotoxic anti-agent present in the gluten which directly affects the immune system, hence producing gut issues. The next cause is when infections are seen in the small intestine. Bacterial overgrowth in the small intestine may occur due to the abnormal reaction of the immune system with the gut bacteria. The next important cause is the psychological factors. Studies have shown the relation between the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis and sympathetic nervous system, which function abnormally in patients with IBS. The symptoms of IBS are seen to increase with an episode of psychological stress, and long-term psychological stress is also shown to cause IBS in a previously healthy individual after a gut infection. The next cause for IBS is genetic factors. Specific genetic defect has been observed in patients with IBS through studies, that is, mutation of SSEN5A gene, which leads to bowel function disruption by influencing the sodium channel in the smooth muscles and pacemaker cells of the gut. Now let's see the types of irritable bowel syndrome. Based on the predominant symptom that is exhibited by the patient, irritable bowel syndrome can be classified as IBSD, that is diarrhea predominant irritable bowel syndrome, IBSC, which stands for constipation predominant irritable bowel syndrome, IBSA, which shows alternating stool pattern, pain predominant irritable bowel syndrome, and lastly IBSPI, which stands for post-infectious irritable bowel syndrome. Now let's move on to the signs and symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. The most common symptom in IBS is discomfort in the abdomen and altered or varied bowel habits, which means that the patient may experience few days of diarrhea and few days of constipation. These symptoms may manifest suddenly and subside within a day, but they always reoccur very frequently. Other symptoms involved are bloating of the abdomen, feeling of urgency for bowel evacuation, and also feeling of incomplete evacuation even after the gut has been cleaned. Some patients may also have these symptoms associated with psychological illnesses such as anxiety, depression, or stress. Now let's see how to differentiate irritable bowel syndrome from other gut issues which show common symptoms. The first one is inflammatory bowel disorder. Although both the diseases' names seem similar, the underlying pathology is different in both. Inflammatory bowel disorder is mainly caused due to long-term inflammation or swelling of the large intestine, which is majorly seen in ulcerative colitis and Crohn's disease. Both these diseases involve structural abnormalities of the large intestine or whole of the gut. Next disease, which can be confusing with irritable bowel syndrome, is colon cancer. If cancer has manifested in either rectum, sigmoid colon, or any part of the large intestine, it will show peculiar symptoms such as constipation with blood in stools or diarrhea associated with blood in stools. The other symptoms are anemia, rigorous weight loss, and bleeding in the rectum. The distinguishing feature in this condition is the blood present in the stools, which is not seen in irritable bowel syndrome. The next disease is celiac disease. This is prevalent mainly in children and is caused mainly due to the intolerance of gluten protein present in diets such as wheat, rye, and barley. Very few individuals have an intolerance to oats. The characteristic symptoms of celiac disease include diarrhea, weight loss, fatigue, and anemia. The next disease is lactose intolerance. It is the inability or the reduced ability of the gut to digest lactose, which is predominantly found in almost all dairy products. The average period for symptoms to appear is between 30 minutes to 2 hours after consuming any dairy product. Lactose intolerance symptoms show up as abdominal discomfort or pain, bloating, diarrhea, nausea, etc. The next disease confusing with IBS is endometriosis. It is a condition in which abnormal growth of the endometrium is seen outside the uterine cavity, either into the abdomen or fallopian tubes or even ovaries. Although these symptoms are similar to irritable bowel syndrome, the symptoms of endometriosis usually corresponds with the menstrual cycle. That is, the symptoms are triggered during the menstrual cycle and subside after the menstrual cycle. This correspondence helps the physician for proper diagnosis. Now that we have understood the modern point of view of irritable bowel syndrome, now let's see what Ayurveda explains this disease as. There is a mention of Grahani Roga in Ayurveda whose symptoms resembles the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. In conditions where the digestive power is hampered, its strength decreases due to various reasons and the food without undergoing digestion is pushed further to the large intestine. This leads to improper absorption of the nutrients from the undigested food and creates a condition called ama in the body. This ama, if not treated, will lead to the cluster of symptoms seen in irritable bowel syndrome. So now we have come to an end of this video. In this video, we have understood IBS with its causes and symptoms. In the upcoming video, we will discuss the treatment explained in Ayurveda for the same. If you like this video, do like and share it with your friends and family, and do watch other videos on our channel. Thank you for watching this video.